I'm tired. Can you tell? Let's film a video vlog in front of my bookcase that I never read. Yeah, that sounds like fun. I have been tagged by MissMcSpaz to take part in the YouTube survey 2012. Narimon style. Narimon style. Lame. Yeah, that's not funny. If I put that in, I'm stupid. Why are you called that? My name's given to my parents, for their reasons and all that. 5 names: Jacob, Charles, Arthur, Paul, Nelson. Nelson being the family name of my dad, Jacob given the name they chose for me, 3 middle names, family, that I forgot, or keep forgetting who they are and all that. I'm very bad at family history sort of deal, so yeah. A username Joe Somebody 2 came across because Joe Somebody was already taken, so I'm Joe Somebody II. It's not really a name that's quite becoming to one who wants to get his name out there, I suppose, but it's what I'm going with. I guess I'm trying to get something more official called Joe's Ranting Place, and that's what I call my channel, even though it's still under the username Joe Somebody 2. But, you know, I'll get to that eventually. Tell us about your favorite school teacher. I don't really have much of a memory of any of my school time. I actually wrote a blog post about this. It'll be in the description. You can check it out there. In summary, you know, the most memorable teacher I have, and therefore my favorite teacher, you know, was had in the last 2 years of my schooling, high school, you know. He's remembered because he was actually part of like 2 things that actually brought out the freedom and individuality that I was supposed to be taught in school. Granted, I didn't really do much with the freedom that was given to me in those situations, but it was a start, and I really didn't comprehend what freedom was, or responsibility, or any of that, until several years later, and I'm still trying to grasp it. Playing catch-up. Sucks. What is the strangest food you have ever eaten? Ooh, I actually have a series based on this, called Strange Combos in My Mouth. And, you know, it's a fledgling series, it's starting up. I have more combos, haven't gotten to them, so yeah. Thus far, the strangest combo I've had was a Slinky, which is a Slim Jim and a Twinkie. You just shove it in there, and it's as dirty as it looks. It was delicious. I mean, you got your sweetness of the Twinkie, you have the spice and meatiness of the Slim Jim. Meat and sweet doesn't really go together, so to have that happen and have it be good was nice. Sadly, the Twinkie is in jeopardy, and you know, whatever. You'll never be able to have my combo, though you wish you did. Get yourself a Slinky today. Support Team Coco. What was your first gig? My first gig was actually a visit to Summerfest. I forget if I wanted to go with or if I was just tagging along. I do know that I wanted to see the band that everyone was going to see, which was Real Big Fish. And it was also my first experience with a mosh pit, which I kind of appreciated. It was kind of nice. Being able to jump and ruckus and slam into other people, you know, it was kind of fun and all that. I remember trying to mosh sometime after the fact on certain high school gigs, and everyone just looked at me like an idiot. That sort of downplayed any moshing I did in the future. This is all back in high school, mind you. Back when I was very, you know, I can't do this, I can't do that, I just gotta do what I'm told, no individuality. So the mosh pit was very freeing, and, you know, being, oh, I'm part of the music, part of something, oh. So it's kind of strange to have individuality expanding in a conformist environment. So that was the first gig I went to. Never saw Real Big Fish since, and never really followed their music, but, you know, I go back to the oldies, which is pretty much like the first and second CDs, now and then. You know, especially the song Now I'm Drunk Again, or at least that's what he says. I forget if that's the title, because, you know, it's a nice happy tune. It's happy to me, because I'm strange. What is your favorite place in the world? Favorite place in the world? I actually made a video about this as well. Well, favorite spot in the city that I grew up in, Fort Atkinson. Not really my favorite place anymore, I think, in the city, but it was at the time. My favorite place in the city being like a spot between 2 parks, which I did love to go to and don't go too much as often anymore because I work. And when I do have free time, I work and do other things and be lazy. Otherwise, I would go jogging and play on the playground equipment, do some pull-ups, because that's something I need to get back into, because I like having arm strength and shoulder strength and what have you. But favorite place in the world? I feel it really doesn't matter where you are, as long as you're happy in it, with somebody. So my favorite place in the world is being with another that wants me. And I don't mean in a sexual, intimate kind of way. I just mean being with someone, being wanted, in any fashion. Just like to hang, if you will. I once visited a friend for just 3 hours, and it was an hour and a half drive there, an hour and a half back, and, you know, 3 hours visit was nice. It's little things like that that make those places my favorite place in the world, which is anywhere. My home in my heart, that sort of deal, you know? That's what I feel like now, at least. It'll likely change in the future. Otherwise, I say, like, if I wanted to go somewhere that's good and great, I can drive to it. Because, you know, home in my heart, I can be anywhere. I'm filled with love and all that for the world. That sounds weird. I'm honestly not drunk, even though I say that drunk. Yeah. Who do you want to answer the survey next? I guess I gotta tag people. Ooh, I got 3 folks that are sort of related in a way, centered around one individual and how I sort of found them over time. The main fellow being Milltown Kid. I have not spoken to this man in a while, and I have to give huge props to the fellow because he found me my home in Milwaukee for 2.5 years after I had to leave the place I shared with a friend of mine. And really, I haven't spoken to this guy probably close to a year. I'm a dick. So I'll just tag the fellow and force myself to say hello. Because I do have to say hello and catch up with him and his mom, who I paid rent to. And you know, I think she was supposed to help get in touch with me so I could help with fixing up the apartment and other things. Because, you know, I really liked her and I promised I would do that when I called her last, which was, I think, close to a year ago. Dick. Another fellow, Unbound Objectivity. He got associated with Milltown Kid like I did, watching him, his promotional stuff. We were going to work on something called pawning life. Basically owning life and being a boss. That really didn't go anywhere, and I sort of upset about that. We are to the point where we're knocking something over. I am sort of to the point where I'm pawning things and owning my life a little more. Not to that point where things are getting awesome, but they're getting better. And I don't know if it's gone better with Unbound Objectivity, but, you know, let's tag him, see what he has to say. I noticed he posted a video as of late, so I know he has the capacity to do it, so yeah. And then we have Hubert Cumberdale 2008. It's a long username. Otherwise known as Dominic. He got associated with Milltown Kid as well. I eventually followed Hubert Cumberdale, and he did collaboration stuff, and eventually collaborated with 2 other people on this other channel where they did challenges and vlogs, you know, every week. You know, very fun stuff. And I began following them, and, you know, again, YouTube is a web. Hubert Cumberdale, Dominic, Dome. He doesn't make many videos anymore, but we'll tag him anyways. I noticed he didn't do a survey like 2 other people did in the past, 2011. So, you know, 2012. And that's that. Like my robe? Like my chest hair? I'm gonna cover that up now. Make stuff happen. That's the advice I gotta give you. I'm going now.